Hello, Leo, and welcome. This is going to be a Where Are You Leaking or Losing Energy reading for the remainder of December 2020. And I've just drawn two cards, one from the Rider-Waite deck and one from the Homophones deck. And you can take from them what resonates and not worry about any of the rest. So, Leo, we have the Moon card for your Rider-Waite deck. And I think this time I'm really drawn into the crawdad in there. Although I'm blanking on what the symbolism is. I know I've looked it up before, but maybe that's a journey for you to take. You see the little path here on the moon card? Well, oftentimes what tarot card readers will recognize is that you start to, so there's details in this part of the path, and then there aren't any down there, and they call it the winding path, the unfolding journey. And what I'm getting the sense of, Leo, is that there's some area that you are lacking faith in your journey. Like, there's some point ahead in your life where you're looking ahead and, like, what you see in front of you looks pretty good. It looks like a kind of nice little meadow. There may be a little bit of scary creatures on it, and this could even be a relationship to a degree. Well, I'm seeing two different relationships. Some of you could have two different relationships, or it could be two different timelines for different people. In one, I'm seeing that you may have been a wolf trying to be with a domesticated dog, and one or both of you have drawn a line in the sand to walk the unfolding path ahead on either side, right? And it could be that this is something that happened in the past, and you feel like there's going to be a coming together in the future, or maybe you had hoped that there was, but you're having trouble believing in that, or that you've been holding on to faith in it, but it's not been going that way, and Spirit's been leading you away from it, and the line in the sand has been getting thicker and thicker, so to speak. Could be that maybe you're with somebody that I would say a sand line drawer, like, you will not cross this line, or you will not do this or that, or you will listen to me, or I know better for you, or if you talk to so and so, you will be done with me, kind of thing. Ultimatums. Maybe it's ultimatums is where you're leaking energy. Think about where you're giving them and where you're hearing them. And also recognize too that ultimatums, like, there's a difference between a boundary and an ultimatum. Ultimatum is closer to rules because there's difference between boundaries and rules. A boundary is like look at the wolf here. It's sitting there. It's comfortable. It could walk across the line, but it is keeping itself on its side of the line. It's discipline. It's self-respect. It's a boundary. This dog let's say the dog is over here saying to the wolf, you better stay on your side or I'll bite you. And that's a rule. The dog is saying to the wolf, you have to do this thing to make me happy. Whereas the wolf is sitting here because it makes the wolf feel happy and safe to be not that close to the dog that is making up a bunch of rules for it, so to speak. So look at where you've got boundaries, where you don't, where you're seeing faith or maybe lacking it. I'm seeing another storyline too in this, to where it may be that maybe you're the wolf and you want to play with someone who you think of more as a dog, who's loyal and friendly and courageous and things like that, but you're feeling like there's a line in the sand and you're lacking in the faith. Maybe you're seeing a whole lot of signs and things like that, but take a look at that, Leo. And then in the homophone cards, we have the pair card, and I like this one because it's a pair of socks, right? And interesting, look at the connection here too. We have a pair of canines and a pair of towers and a pair of socks with green polka dots. And which, in some ways could be related to the Capricorn's constellation in there. Also seeing kind of a color relationship. These are kind of like a neon yellow color, but they feel very fitting, very matched to the wolf and the road, and a little bit more to these stones, these limestones. So maybe there's something to do with heart chakra or limestone, or maybe there's some gems that you could look into that could help you with clarity and faith and boundaries. It's also the moon card is typically related to Cancer, though it also is related to also related to Pisces and Scorpio, but much more so Cancer in my experience than any of the others, and Capricorn. It's one of the reasons I associated it's Cancer in the moon and the constellation of Capricorn, if you look it up. So what I'm gonna assume here is that the potential boundaries and faith and things like that is, well, it's interesting. So either it's in a match that was made and both like maybe you've got some kind of relationship with somebody that they are a match to you energetically, like they are a polka dot sock, you are a polka dot sock, you have similar backgrounds and you have similar styles, but you're not liking it. It's a chore to be with them. It's like pulling teeth without, pulling teeth on your own at home with no anesthetics. And you're not happy about it. Or maybe you've got somebody around you who's not happy that I was going to say that you're a plain sock kind of thing, in a way, like, that they're, like, but it's polka dot socks, so either way, like, if you were, no, what, the image in my head was white socks, so, like, maybe they're saying that you are not a matching sock for them, or they think so. Maybe it is that you're both polka dot socks, but they have convinced themselves that they are a plain white sock, or that you are both polka dot socks, but one polka dot sock is a spendy $50 sock, and the other sock is just like one that you found in a thrift store. And they think that they're either the thrift store sock or the super spendy sock, and you're the other one, and either way are not equally yoked. Or, considering how much the moon card has to do with faith, it could also be that you're leaking energy by not pursuing a strong match, where you're getting multiple synchronicities, where it calls to your heart, where you have clarity, where you're not afraid of what's on either side of the path ahead because of who you're walking it with. Well, all right, Leo, just some things to think about.